up? Derek Smith here, and today I'm going to tell you about a special opportunity. Follow us right now and get absolutely nothing. Wait, please don't click that other video. There's less. Like this video and subscribe and send it to all your friends, and your microwave will in fact explode. Thank you very much for the Behind the Boards podcast. Getting a couple more subscribers. That's really awesome. We're going to hop right into it. We're going to waste no time today getting into this expansion draft. What the actual hell was Seattle thinking? There were so many players that they selected that I had no idea who they were. Other than like maybe 5 people, like Yanni Gord, Alexiak, Giordano. I don't even remember the other ones. Like,
yeah, it's not good. I mean, I honestly I don't understand. Like with who they had to pick from, is like they should have had an amazing team on paper. Like this, I know like 5 guys, like you said. Like there's just I don't know what this is, like an AHL team, you know? Like I don't understand what their motive here was, but this is not good.
Look, even from the Leafs, they picked up Jared McCann.
Yeah, I mean,
I was like, who? Who?
Oh man, like who did they pick up here?
Also, what's with all these flurries?
Is this Nathan Bastian? Like who's that?
Yeah. Well, from Anaheim they picked up Hayden Fleury.
Never heard of.
Yeah, I don't know who that is either. Are these the 2 people that are on the team? Are they Fleury's brothers?
They did get some good players though. You know, Yanni Gord, obviously one of them. Jordan Eberle, Donskoy. But that's not really first line, you know, material right there. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
But
it doesn't make sense.
Who's this Hayden Fleury and Cale Fleury? Are they brothers? And are they brothers of like Marc-Andre Fleury?
No, I don't think so. They are brothers. They're brothers.
Those 2 are brothers.
Yeah, Hayden and
Cale.
And yeah, they're both brothers. I don't think there's any relationship to Marc-Andre Fleury. I'm not 100% though. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
This is the weirdest. Tarasenko and Carey Price were available. In 98 or 98 that Atlanta came through? I think it was 99.
Yeah. I don't remember.
I don't remember what I said. I think I said 98 2 times. But like imagine if they I'm really sad to say this, but I think they might be the worst team. I think they might be in worse shape than Buffalo. Like, who are these people? Unless these GMs were ready and, you know, there was no way that they were going to let Seattle take Carey Price or Tarasenko or something.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when Price was available, you know, I understand that they wouldn't want to take that huge contract on for the next 5 years at 10.5, but I mean, Carey Price, like, who did they pick for goaltending here? Like,
I know they picked up that one kid from Washington Capitals, which is that Vidic Vanchek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That. Yeah, and then I knew they were picking.
I don't even know the other one.
Yeah, I knew they were taking him because of it was leaked. They came to terms of a deal, so it was pretty much that was a lock. The other guy I didn't know about, which is weird because you had Price and Ben Bishop, which were 2, you know, big time goalies in the NHL, and they passed up both. I don't know.
Well, Hudobin would have been a better option for for those guys, unless Hudobin was protected. I mean, Yanni Gordon, Alexiak, Giordano. I mean, they picked Lauzon. I thought that's who they were going to pick.
Yeah.
Everyone else, I was not expecting.
No.
Like who they got. Like,
I don't know. I really I have no idea. Like, this is. Oh, I don't know. Like, when I was looking at all the available players from each team, like, I thought for sure, this team, like, they're going to put out, like, a killer team. And then I thought,
yeah, this is...
I was almost about to go to, like, put $100 on Seattle to win the cup with the team that they were going to put together from, my guessing.
Honestly, me too.
Right? Like,
me too.
And then I come up with this, and it's like, okay, well, maybe.
When you're like you're just getting into hockey, you're like 8 years old, or 12 years old, whatever the case may be, and you hop on NHL. You're playing PS2 or PS3, or let's say you're even the age right now.
Yeah. When
you're creating your team, it's like stuck on free agency, and I feel like this is what they did. They just went yep. Yeah. And I'm sorry. I mean, you can say whatever you want, but it's kind of embarrassing as a GM.
Yeah, I don't know
the fact that
what they're thinking here.
Like, yeah, sure, Yanni Gord is a very, like, who's your face of that team now?
I don't know. Like, Giordano, like Mark Giordano, he's probably one of the bigger names on there, but he's, 35? No, he's 37.
Yeah, he's done in 2 years.
Yeah, he's not going to be around for much longer. Like,
you can't say Alexiak. I mean, he's...
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, really, again, like, I have no idea.
Can't be Yanni Gord.
Yeah, like, Yanni Gord seems about right.
But you can't even have it as him. He's a $5-6 million player.
Yeah, there's no, like, solid, there's no, like, Ovechkin, there's no Crosby, McKinnon, there's nothing like that caliber.
The worst part about it was Tarasenko was available.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you had the ability to say no. I don't know. I don't even know how that works.
Like, the only thing I know
in the NFL, you can. I mean, if your name is big enough, like, for example, Eli Manning, he was not originally drafted by the Indianapolis Colts.
Mm-hmm.
He got originally drafted, and he said, "Nope, this is not happening."
Oh, wow.
But I don't think you can do that in the NHL.
I don't think so. I mean, the only thing that I could think of is that something to do with, like, trading rights or something. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Why wouldn't they take a stab on a couple of guys like that? Like, even Gabe Landeskog, like, free agent. Like, you have so much money. You're at $0. You start with $0. Like, you're just, putting this team together and just racking up the salary cap. Like, you have the money available. I don't, like, did they make any side deals with any teams? Not as far as I know.
I mean, I guess that would be something that would come out later. But, like, even then.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's like, I mean, that would be the only thing I can think of as to the reason why Carey Price was not selected. Like, when they said Montreal Canadiens, I went, Carey Price. And then they announced Cale Fleury. And I'm like, who?
Yeah.
Like, and then they get to Maple Leafs and they announced that kid, and I'm sorry, I'm not diminishing them. They're in the NHL, so obviously they're great players.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I haven't even checked their cap friendly because I'm embarrassed for them. But I would be surprised that they're probably barely over 60. They're at 50 million right now, so they're not even at the minimum.
No.
What the?
Yeah, 50 mil. And they have 30 million in cap space right now. Like,
that is hilarious. That is hilarious.
Like, why wouldn't you take Carey Price at 10? You would still have $20 million in cap space.
And you could get Tarasenko.
You could have put a good team together here. This is
embarrassing.
Like, this is not good.
And the fact, like, I'm really sad Yanni Gourde is gone.
Yeah, how do you feel about that? I was gonna ask that. Like, one of your,
I will admit he's not
players.
he's not. I was really hoping, because like I told you what my list was last time.
Yeah.
And I was really worried about McDonough.
Yeah.
And then they announced, okay, we're protecting him, and I was like, oh, okay. But then there was other names that popped out where I was like, there's no way they go after Yanni Gourde.
Yeah.
And then he was, and then he got selected, and I'm like, damn, like he's a very good player, but I don't think he's going to be able to exude the same kind of athleticism and skill that he did on this team, the Seattle Kraken, like he did on Tampa Bay. And I think that is for a couple of reasons. One, he has no talent around him. He's arguably, I mean, other than Eberle,
yeah,
he'd probably be the only one. Like, he'd be the best one on that team.
Yeah.
Again, Giordano and Alexiak, but
yeah, the back end looks pretty good as far as, top four go. But, going up front there, I mean, I don't know.
Chris
Are they gonna free agency? Like, are they just gonna go heavy in free agency? Like, try to get guys with money? Like, I don't overpay.
They have a lot of draft picks. So this year they have one every round. So they have 7 this year. And if I'm not mistaken, they're second overall now. Right after Buffalo.
Oh yeah, that's right. I saw that. That's not bad.
So, I mean, unless I mean, the only thing I can really think of is that they're talking to Tarasenko and Carey Price. I mean, was it like a day before this? They came out Montreal came out and was like, "Listen, Carey Price is injured. Like, is that the reason why?" Are they like, you know what? He is too accident prone. He is too too risque, I guess you would call it. But
yeah,
I mean, I don't even know. Like, it doesn't even make any sense. Like, you had so much potential.
A lot of
like,
potential.
I wouldn't have even grabbed Eberle, if I'm being totally honest. I would not have grabbed him. I feel like there's so many more better players. He's young. He's still young. He's only 5 years older. So what? 30, 31 years old.
Yeah.
Like.
Early 30s there. I don't know.
It just doesn't. I feel so bad for the people that are. That when Seattle Kraken was announced, all the people that were like, I'm not going to be a Vancouver Canucks fan anymore, and then this is what you're dealt. Oh my God, that would be so embarrassing, man.
Yeah,
I was talking about it on Twitter today. I created my own team today.
Yeah.
I have McDavid, Crosby, Kucherov, Stamkos, Vasilevsky, all on the same team.
Jeez.
Like, And then I have a couple of other players too, like some of my other favorite players from Tampa Bay. And then I have Tom Wilson, who's my favorite player of all time. Um, but it, I just don't understand. Like, I don't understand. I feel like there was probably a lot of push. Like, the only thing I can think of is there was a lot of pushback from the other GMs, and they were like, "No, we saw what happened with Vegas. No, if you want this player, you're gonna have to do some stuff and whatnot." Like, Tampa Bay is underneath the cap now, but with them taking Yanni Gord, and I
Oh
thought
yeah,
because of that, yeah, we're at 70 million, or no, that's a lie. We're not 70 million.
80 there, 80.
We're still pretty high, 80.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, you guys are right at the cusp there. No, not even a mil in cap space. Yeah,
I think we just signed someone.
that's good. But
I'm not,
I don't.
yeah, that Gemmel, that Smith Gemmel kid was just re-signed.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I saw that.
I
Yeah,
like how Vincent LeCavier is still in the dead cap with $0. I don't understand.
I don't get that. I'm just. I don't know. I don't know what their thought process is. I know that 1 o'clock the signing and trading freeze was lifted, and I expected all hell to break loose there, and
Nothing
it
happened.
not really nothing really happened. I mean, a couple of trades that did happen. Tyler Picklick went to Calgary, who was from Seattle, so that was long lasted.
Yay.
And Shane Gostisbehere went to Arizona, and Ghost, he was available in the expansion draft. How could that's a hard how do you pass that up? You know,
Did 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 Montreal put back that no move clause
uh,
on Carey Price?
probably, maybe, I don't know. How does that work?
It says it is, but I don't know.
Is it
Also, why would they? I don't understand. I mean, I guess maybe Seattle could have picked up Jake Allen, but I don't know. To me, that doesn't really make much sense.
Jonathan Duran, maybe take
Yeah,
a chance on him, but who knows if
well,
he's even gonna come back, right?
he apparently he's having mental health issues,
Yeah,
which is really sad.
which is very sad. That yeah, that sucks because I really thought when especially back when he was drafted by Tampa, I watched a little bit of his highlights there, and he was promising, and then obviously the problems he had with Tampa and not being solidified in the lineup caused issues, and then he got traded to Montreal, and then from what I heard, I think his Montreal fans were just bullies on social media, and it got to him, and it just
Yeah,
hasn't been the same, and he took that leave
I
off,
feel
and
I feel so bad for him. Because he was in and out of the Syracuse Crunch, their Tampa Bay's
yeah, the AHL team, right?
AHL team.
Yeah,
I remember that being a thing, and yeah, he had a lot of potential. Him, I feel so bad for him.
yeah.
I wonder what kind of other, I wonder how many other players deal with that, because that's like the only one I really know of that's kind of really been affected by stuff like that, and
Yeah, it's something that
it
you don't
sucks.
hear about often, but when it does, Druin, from what I notice, is that he's the only one that's really come out and taken time away. It might have happened before, but I really don't remember. But when you listen to other interviews and stuff, of guys retired, I'm pretty sure that it's gotten to them, and they play with that mental health issue. But for somebody to come out and really step away from the game like that, and Drin's not an old guy, he's still pretty young,
Yeah,
and for him just to 26 years old, he's He's had to leave and take time for himself and work on himself, which sucks because obviously you don't want to see that.
Yeah.
And, hopefully he gets the help that he needs to get and come back and play his best hockey he's ever played. It's all you can hope for, really. It's something you don't. Not good. Pretty sad.
Absolutely, yeah. It's definitely makes you think. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Like even when you're attacking a player that is on another team, and I was notorious for going after Crosby. Not like on Twitter or anything. When we were young, there was no Twitter or anything, but I remember I could not stand Crosby. I don't know what it was about him, but oh my god. Like I was, but I mean, I guess I was kind of lucky how I grew up without technology and I grew up into it, so.
Yeah. And, especially with Montreal being such one of the biggest markets out there, like fans are just, they're on
Yeah,
you.
They'll start booing you just because you're doing garbage on the ice. Like,
yeah. It's here in Toronto too is the same thing. It's all, some of the fans, they really, really just don't like certain things and they'll run a guy right out of town. Like everybody knows it too. It's nature of the game, and no wonder these guys gotta try to mentally block everything out, and these fans and stuff, and that's probably why a lot of them are not on social media because of that.
Yeah. Also, Cale Fleury's on non-roster. I just want to point that out.
Yep, definitely saw that. A lot of young guys on this team. It's a very young team.
Yeah, there's not many people that are above the age of 30.
No.
2.
Yeah.
Giordano and Eberle, I think.
Yeah. And then 29 is the next highest. Very young
Joey
team.
Daccord?
Wow.
Where's this guy from?
Alex True. We have Morgan Geeky, Luke Henman, John Quenville. All these guys are non-roster. But
this doesn't even make any sense. Like, it really doesn't make any sense.
No. I mean, I think everybody feels the same way, is that they screwed the pooch here. Like, I don't, like, I really can't think of what their game plan is here moving forward. With all the talent
if I was the owner, I'd be firing Ron Francis. I'm not even kidding. I'd be like, you took a kid that is in the minors over Carey Price.
Just fire him straight up. Day one on the job, you're gone.
There must be something going on with. I don't even know. Like they can't. Well, I mean, they can't even trade for Carey Price now, so he's not ever going on this team.
And then you look at it. Who do they have to like? Who could they trade away on this roster as of right now? There's
Gord,
not a lot of
Eberle, and Alexiak and Giordano. Everyone else are here set. Like it's just.
Yeah, and like what's the value on like who's gonna want to pay like a first round pick for Mark Giordano, who's 37 years old? Like.
Yeah.
It don't feel like there's a lot of trade bait. I mean, there's obviously guys that you can trade, but
like I will be honest. Maybe one, depending on how he proves himself, is that Jeremy Lauzon kid. That kid's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
From what I saw of him briefly, I feel like he could be. Some. Somewhere pretty decent, but he's been in the NHL for a while. But I don't think he started playing I don't think he started playing. I think it was in their AHL team, the Providence Bruins.
Yeah,
Is that what they're called still, or is it
I think
Bear?
so. I don't
No,
know.
Hershey Bears. Hershey Bears is
The Washingtons, no?
the Washington Capital. Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
I think
and I'm pretty
Providence.
sure Lauzon or Lauzon, whatever his name is. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is he French? He's
I
a
don't know.
Jeremy Lauzon. He's a French kid from Quebec, born in April 28th, 1997. Good guy, him. He's 240 pounds. He'll be a good player in the future, I think. But yeah, I mean, he'd be the only one really that could be like a trade bait. He's still really, really young, but he hasn't proved himself.
Yeah.
I don't even know what his. I don't even know how well he did last year. Actually,
Yeah, and that's the thing
he
coming
had
back the other
one
way
goal,
is like,
7 assists.
yeah. How many games did he play?
41.
So 8 points
So
in 41 games. As a defense,
he
right?
yeah, he is a defense. And I don't know what I mean. Obviously, he'd be third or fourth string, or
Mhm.
fourth line. String is football. Third or fourth line.
Yeah.
So I mean, could he have done better?
Hmm.
He's a left and right D, which is pretty good
What way does he
considering
shoot? Is he right-handed?
that I
No idea. Eh?
don't know. Well, actually, let's find out. We can probably look him up.
Yeah, and like this, even they have the young guys, to work with for trades. Like, a lot of these guys haven't seen a lot of time in the NHL, so you don't even know
Well,
what
that's
they're
the issue
about,
I'm
right?
having. Yeah, that's the issue I'm having. Like, you got guys that are inexperienced. He's a lefty.
It's a lefty. I think Giordano's a lefty.
Pretty sure
Larson
Giordani.
is a righty.
Giordani.
Right-handed shots are hard to come by. Oh my god.
Alexiak. He's also a lefty, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so too. I think Larson's a right-handed.
But he's a cheap player, Alexiak, but
Yeah, what does he got? He's got 4.6 for the next 4 years, 5 years.
I'm just so like I don't even understand. Like,
Yeah, this is.
it's so embarrassing.
Who did they take from Columbus?
Give me 1 sec. I'll check.
Because I was looking at the.
So they took Gavin Bayreuther.
Yeah,
Gavin
see, I've
Bayreuther.
never. Who is that? Like, I've never heard that.
He's a D.
He must be on
He's
the.
not even. He's on the non-roster, unless they traded him. Nope,
Oh
there
yeah,
he is.
there he is, right there. so
What a waste! What a waste, man.
like, how do you not pick up Max Domi? Like that I don't understand. Well,
I wrote out a list because there was a lot of time conflicting things with our third host who is not here, unfortunately. Hopefully he's here for the next episode, but there was a lot of time conflicting things, and we were trying to figure out the best time to do this. We didn't know whether or not we should do the podcast during the actual draft, the expansion draft, which is something I wanted to do. I thought it would have been interesting to kind of keep a conversation going and talking about it, but unfortunately the times just weren't lining up, and it was just not a good idea. But I ended up writing down some names, and I deserve to be GM. I'm not even kidding.
so you wrote your take, like the roster you would have chosen.
Yeah, and
Okay.
some of the names that I picked, I feel like were pretty obvious.
Right.
I mean, unless like I don't know. Like maybe Ron Francis is a genius. I He's definitely not in my eyes in this moment. But maybe I'll be eating my words, and I'll be like, you know what? I'll take all this back. And I'll say, you know what? Good on you for doing that. You proved me wrong.
Yeah.
There are so many better players than the ones that he picked up, other than Yanni Gord, which I wasn't even in my pick.
You didn't even have Yanni Gord.
Alexiak. No, I thought they were going to go after the defense.
Yeah.
If you were watching the Tampa Bay Lightning,
yeah,
during out this entire Stanley Cup playoffs, in my eyes, the defense is what won the game. I don't think it was really much of the forwards. The forwards have always been a powerhouse. They always are, almost every single one of Tampa Bay Lightning's games are always really high scoring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very surprised sometimes if it's under 5 goals. Like, right. I'm very surprised. Like, even with that last win against Montreal, I was 1-0. I was like, wow, okay.
It was a battle of the goaltenders there.
Yeah, that's essentially what it was. Like, I think that's what it was coming down to. But when I was looking at that team as not a fan as Tampa Bay Lightning, but as a fan of hockey and with some kind of knowledge, I'm not an insanely knowledgeable person when it comes to hockey. I do have a lot of opinions about it, but I'm not a hockey analyst. I'm not even really that deep into a lot of like the stats and stuff. I just
analytics
keep up with it a lot.
Yeah.
And I thought it was going to be between our defensemen, and I thought it was going to be Johnson or McDonough. That's who I really believed who was going to go. I didn't see them going after McDonough, but I thought that they would maybe talk to him.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, fortunately for Tampa Bay, they decided to protect him, which is awesome. But I mean, some of the other players, like the ones that I have selected, Driedger is one that went. Giordano is one that went. Tanev is one that went. Lauzon one that is one that went.
Yeah.
But there were so many options. Okay, you couldn't go after Tarasenko for whatever reason.
Yeah,
you got you have Subban, you have Danault. Danault played very well on the Canadiens this year, very, very well.
I think that guy's very underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, and then let's talk about the goalies for a quick second. Quick was available. That's a big name, Quick.
100%.
And then we just talked about whatever his name was from the Blue Jackets. I don't even remember, but I don't even have my list in front of me, and I just know Nyquist. Like, you could have got Nyquist. That guy, you put the right people around him. It's shut down season for a lot of people. That guy, he's a very good player. And then like you said, Bishop, he's available. Why would you not pick Bishop?
I don't get it. I mean,
none of it makes sense to me. Hornquist, for God's sakes. There were so many people that could have been picked.
Yeah.
There were so many people.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Okposo from Buffalo.
Yeah, Kyle Okposo.
Yeah, he would have been great.
I
just don't understand. Getzlaf, I don't understand. Ranta, no, I'm thinking of Ruda. Where is Ranta? Arizona? I think he's in Arizona.
I totally forgot.
But I mean, like I said, Subban's available.
Yeah, that's
Duchesne.
like, yeah. Again, how do you pass up those guys? Like, and Jersey
I
didn't want Subban. Now they're looking to trade him.
Yeah, now
And
he's ongoing. Now he's being trade baited. Like,
yeah,
I just doesn't even make any sense.
yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Like Duchesne,
Who
like how could
who
you
is the
not?
person? Like, I'm sure Toronto fans. I mean, I'm sure you. Like, I'm gonna get your opinion here in a second. But if I was a Toronto fan and I saw this list, or if I heard, well, I don't even remember the guy's name, I'd be like, what? And then I saw your guys' protected list, and I saw a hole on there, and I was like, okay. I mean, I
Oh, I
guess
don't
so.
know. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, listen.
But you guys lost no one. I don't even think that guy was on the roster. Like, was he on the main roster, that kid?
McCann.
Is that who it is? I don't even know.
That's who Seattle took from us was McCann.
Is
But
he non-roster?
we traded it. I think it was.
Oh, no, there
It
he
was
is.
Saturday. Saturday we traded him for Philip Hollander and a 7th round pick. Okay, 25-year-old prospect for this guy. Now I think what they did here, what Toronto did, was got McCann and they had Kerfoot. So for some reason they wanted to protect the defensive side of things, and I don't I can't stress this enough. I don't understand why they are so obsessed with Justin Hall. I don't get it. Like, okay, I get he's a big kid. He's right-handed, which is, very hard to come by, and we need a right-hand defense. And we don't. I think he's the only one on the team right now that's a right-handed defenseman besides Liljegren unless he's called up, but they don't decide not to give him a good look. So they decided to protect him and then expose obviously Jared McCann, Alex Kerfoot. Basically, I think it really came down to those two. And I heard earlier in the week that Toronto was trying to move Kerfoot to go after Gabriel Landeskog because they got big holes to fill on the left side. They thought Landeskog would have been that perfect fit. And they traded for McCann, who gave up a good prospect, traded him away, and then just only be selected. Obviously you're going to pick McCann over Kerfoot. McCann's he's bigger, he's younger. It's probably more promising than Kerfoot. Like, it makes sense, but I don't know. Like, it's so frustrating that we just gave up all that. Like, just threw it all away. And I liked Hollander. Like, when we got him originally from Pittsburgh, I was excited. I heard good things about the kid. And then, seeing him in that trade, obviously the 7th pick doesn't really matter. Like, who are you really going to get in a 7th-round pick? Unless you get lucky and pull a Zetterberg. But what are the odds of that? I don't know. Like, even from Toronto's side, like, you had, guys like Travis Dermott was available. I thought he's solid, but like, why wouldn't you protect Dermott, not Hall? I don't know. Very confused on this whole thing. I think.
Like I said, there has to be something. Like, I really think that the GMs got together all mutually and were like, yo, we're protecting all of our best interests, and I'm sorry you're getting bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, like Nick Foligno as
Like,
well.
Like, at the end of the day, it felt like the 7-3-4-4 didn't even matter. Like, I feel like if Tampa Bay's cap was at where it is right now, before this, I would not have been surprised. I would not have been surprised if they picked up. I don't know who I can think of off the top of my head right now, but I know they have a couple of kids off their non-roster that I'm sure would have gone.
Yeah. Let me take a look at their roster now.
Because I don't like, or even they would have taken that Alex Bede kid, maybe Ross Colton, Blake Coleman.
Blake Coleman, yeah, he was a good one. Tyler Johnson, I'm surprised that
Again, this is a guy we've been trying to get rid of for a while. We didn't want him. We don't want him. He's the one on waivers 3 times throughout the season.
Yeah.
But
you guys have a lot. Like there's some good. Like Cal Foot, you guys got Palat, Pat Maroon, Alex Kilhorn. Like, wow.
There could have been so many other different players to go.
Taylor Radish.
David Savard.
Yep.
Luke Shen.
Sean Day.
But I think Luke Shen wants to. I don't think he wants to go anywhere else.
He wants to stay in Tampa.
I have a feeling. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with Savard or Cal Foot, but I wouldn't be surprised if Luke Shen signs another 1 or 2 year deal and calls it quits. Maybe take a shot at another cup.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like the way my stress level was high going into the expansion draft. Just because I was thinking, okay, like there's a lot. I mean, yeah, sure, we do the 7-3 or 4-4. There's still a lot of people they can take that are important to the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah.
And they took Yanni Gourde, unfortunately. But he is a spot that can be filled. Ross Colton, for example, I would not be surprised if we see him on the second line soon and replacing Yanni Gourde. Will he have his speed? Will he have Yanni Gourde's determination? I don't know. Could it be better? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really not even worried. I'm not even worried going up against Seattle. Doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's got to be some type of plan, like, moving forward, because with 30 mil cap space, and you guys, or these guys took
the Red
really
Wings have
nothing.
$39 million in cap space. $40 million in cap space, and I'm pretty sure that the team that they have, the team that they have right now could beat Seattle.
Oh, 100%, I think.
99 out of 100 times.
Yeah. It's like Nikes. What is it? I have such a hard time saying his name. Nikestov?
Buffalo too.
You know
who?
Nikest. Oh my God! It's right there, but I can't even say it. Nikestovov. You know
Who are you looking at? The Mesnikov?
Yeah.
Oh, he was on.
He was
on Tampa.
Yeah, he was. I thought he was pretty good. I don't know why they didn't. Like, he was available.
We couldn't keep him at the time. But he originally got traded to. It was a good trade. I got that trade was, if I'm not mistaken, was recommended by John Cooper, and I think that was so they could keep either. I think it was to keep Cirelli, and he's flip-flopped through some teams, and it looks like they made the right choice.
Yeah, keeping Cirelli, that was good. Troy Stetcher, he was available too. I think everybody thought Troy Stetcher was going to Seattle there. I even thought so. But nope, they decided to take, I don't even know who it was. It's got to be some no-name on here.
Let's find out.
Dennis
Sholowski.
Yeah, see, I don't know that guy. I don't get it. Like, are they playing analytics?
They might, like, whenever another team comes, if this is how it's going to be for the next one, they might as well just sign people in free agency.
Yeah.
Like, you would have a better luck at a better team than dealing with this.
Yeah, this is...
Some of these players are going to be here for a while. 2-3 years. Some of these players are going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
Brandon Tanev, Eberle, Gord, Alexiak. I know they signed him until 2026 or whatever. I don't even know anyone else. Chris Drieger. Like, other than Yanni Gord, it's like, who? Alexiak. Okay. But even, like, I'm sorry, I wouldn't even pick Giordano. Why would you pick Giordano? It doesn't even make any sense. Like, it doesn't make sense in my head. Let him finish his career in Calgary.
For the first time ever in his career, he's wearing a different jersey at 37 years old.
It is so upsetting.
Yeah. Like,
I feel so bad for him. Like, that is, like, what's he going to do? Play 1 or 2 more years? And it's like, what? I might as well just have stand in Calgary, or they're not going anywhere. What's the point of me moving across the country to a different country, across the globe, or, on the other side? Never eat sour watermelon. West. Just to fucking lose for 2 more years, man. It doesn't even make any sense. Unless he's going to want to pull the Joe Thornton and just kind of stick it out. But
it's so...
I don't understand.
It hurts my head.
It does. It hurts my head too, because it doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't, like, there's nothing about this. I don't know, I'm stuttering, but I just don't understand. I really don't understand. I don't know.
Like,
I can't imagine Ron Francis. There's a really good movie that I really like a lot that I watch quite often. It's called Draft Day, and it's with Keith. I don't even know who the guy is anymore. What's his name? Kevin Costner. That's who it is. And he's GM for the Cleveland Browns.
Right. Drafting?
And
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
that's what it's called. It's actually really good. It's on Amazon Prime. It's a very good movie, and it's about the management side of football. And with that, I ended up getting very interested in management, and I started writing my own little articles on certain coaches and GMs and stuff like that.
Right.
And I got very, very into it. And I feel like I know something of something when it comes to this. I really believe I do.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, if I was the owner, I'd be firing Ron Francis. I can't see him going into his management, going to his head coach. He goes, "Hey, Dave, come here. Well, I don't know. Hockey people give nicknames, so they probably get, "Hey, Haxty, come here. Have a seat." And he goes, "All right, so we're gonna get Eberle, we're gonna get Gord, and Dave Haxtell's probably like, yeah, this is sounding good." Then he goes, "Jonas Dinskoy."
Jonas Donskoy.
Brandon Tanev. And he goes, "All right." And he goes, "Jared McCann." Ron Francis is smiling across the table like, yeah. And he's now the actual enthusiasm has left. The enthusiasm has left Dave Haxtell's face, and he just has his mouth open at this point, trying to hold what represents a smile. There's a shadow of it across his face. And then he goes, "Cal Yarn Crook." And he goes, "Who is this?" And he goes, "Nathan Bastian." He goes, Stop. Mark Giordano. And then he goes, what are you doing? What are you doing? Pause. And he goes, Adam Larson, Hayden Fleury, Cale Fleury. And he goes, stop! I'm just going to walk out of this door. I'm leaving, okay? How are you a head coach and you just don't just quit on the spot? And you go, am I coaching an NHL team or am I coaching House League down in, Beaton, Ontario? What is happening right now? It doesn't make any sense. And you go, who's our goalies? Chris Drieger and Vitek Vanacek. I would just put my head down and go, what did I get myself into? Like, I'm going to get fired in 2 years because I'm going to produce no results.
Like, this Drieger guy's got a no trade clause too. Like am I missing something?
It doesn't make any sense. You have no star players. And I'm sorry, even Yanni Gourde, he's a very good player, but he's only good because of the people that was surrounded by him in Tampa Bay. I haven't heard anything about Eberle, Alexiak, or even Giordano in 20 years. And the sad part is, Alexiak was even around 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about him since he was on Dallas, since he first came to Dallas. Like, this is, like, none of it makes sense to me. And, like I said, there's only two things that went wrong here. Either one, like I said, all the GMs got together and were like, this is... Here are the players that you're taking, and don't ask me for anything else, and you're not taking anything else. Because if you want to take anybody else, you're going to be gone, and there's going to be a new GM in place. And he probably went, yeah. and then, or the other thing is, there has to be trades. But you have no one to trade. No. You would have to trade your entire forward line. All four lines of your forward to get anything, with your non-rosters to get anything.
Like, yeah, and who, like, looking at this roster right now, who are they planning on building around? Like, who's the core here?
This was what the Maple Leafs were before Austin Matthews.
Yeah, when you look way back at the, 2006-7 roster. It's like,
yeah, but there was just like, who is number one here?
Like,
is it the pylon Dion Phaneuf? Or, Phil Kessel, the hot dog eating champion of 1986?
Yeah, I mean... I don't know, man.
Who likes to get blasted on the days off?
Yeah.
Like, there's no one. There's no one here that is appealing to me. If I was a Seattle fan, I would be furious.
Yeah, I wonder how their fans are doing. If you're a real fan, like even in Seattle, and you saw this, or no, first you saw what was available. And then you're like, oh, okay, we got a good chance here. And then the day after, you get this.
This is announced.
This is put out. How do you feel? How would you feel? I want to know. I really want to know from a Seattle fan.
Me too.
Of what do they think of this?
Like I said, this is 2005 to 2009 even Toronto Maple Leafs, where there was just no one that, who would you buy a jersey of on this team?
No, there's nobody I'm putting money into this for a jersey.
Hey, Mom, can you get me the Nathan Bastian jersey? Like, take a hike. You want to blow smoke, buddy? Go have a dart, because I'm not having it. I feel like this is some like out of season April Fool's joke, and I feel like tomorrow they're gonna be like, ha, 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 psych, here's the real one. We got Tarasenko, we got Carey Price, we got a couple of other good fellers, you know.
Yeah,
We got Nyquist, we got
everybody.
friggin', Duchesne. Let's rock 'em, sock 'em.
Yeah, this is just
Like there was
this-
so, like right now, with the cap space they have available, they could have had Carey Price, Tarasenko, and they would have had a little bit of room left, and I'm pretty sure they would have had. I mean, looking at it, 30.7. They probably could have gotten Tarasenko, Carey Price, and Duchesne.
Well, yeah, you think of if you didn't take, Mark Giordano at 6.7 mil, that's eating up a ton. Like I would have dropped that, and then you could have afforded a good chunk
Like
of people,
imagine it was. I need to really check something here. I need to find out if I wouldn't be surprised if Colorado is Landeskog on his way out. Is that
Well,
why he's asking?
He's a free agent, so I heard he's asking the 7-8 mil or up towards 9 mil. Don't know the term yet.
Okay,
But-
so
Yeah, I don't know.
he would. Okay, let's check this here. I want to see who they would have protected. I'm on their Twitter right now. Matt Calvert just retired.
Yeah, he's done.
I like how they're like, "Thank you, Donskoy." Who are you?
He's not bad. I mean,
No, but he's
he's not
like
the guy,
well, that's what I mean.
There could be better. Like you could have Matt Duchesne here. Like he could be the first line center. No,
I have no idea who they protected. They're not even saying
because
who
like
they protected.
I know that I heard that if teams wanted for Seattle not to take certain players, they would have to give up 2 first-round picks, and that's like a lot. Like I'm wondering, was that the case?
I see. The thing is, if that was the case, I probably would have done it.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
at the end of the day, if you really think about it, the entry level draft is such a hit and miss.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's such a huge gamble. Like the number one thing is, can my number one, or can the top 10, top 15 even withstand the pressure of being picked? I wouldn't really say top 15. I'd say top 10. Can they withstand of being in the limelight like that? Like, can they handle the pressure as well as McDavid, Crosby, Ovechkin, Stamkos, Tarasenko, Sagan?
Mm-hmm.
Can they handle that kind of pressure of doing it? But then also, are they able to perform at the same level that they were in the OHL, QMHL, or whatever the case may be? The American Hockey League. Braden Point is a prime example of this.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay got so lucky with his draft pick that it's actually unbelievable. And I would have given it up, but I don't think that was the case here. I really, really don't believe that was the case. Like this team really feels like bottom of the barrel or freshies, like kids that are just coming off like the Barrie Colts.
Yeah.
The Erie Otters.
Yeah.
There's some names on here that I have no idea from. If you were to tell me that one of these kids were on the Allison Hornets, or are they still called the Hornets?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I would be like, wow, that's pretty awesome.
Huh.
Like, or like some of the people that we know really well, or that I know really well.
Yeah, there's nobody on this piece of paper that screams like
I
this
mean,
is a good team.
maybe we're completely wrong. Maybe there's gonna be a kid like me that sees Yanni Gord and he goes, you know, that's my Ovechkin.
Yeah.
And good on that kid, but I'm sorry, you picked the wrong player, friend.
Yeah. Like look at between side by side Vegas and Seattle here. Like Vegas blows this team out of the water.
Vegas is going to absolutely mop the floor with Seattle Kraken, and it's going to be embarrassing. It is going to be so embarrassing. Like, this is what I mean. How do you not fire Ron Francis? Like, I don't even...
Well, like... There's again, there has to be more to this, because there's no way you're stepping out game one with this roster. There's no way. Like, free agency, they must be heavy in free agency. Have to be. Or maybe there's going to be some trades at the draft tomorrow.
Like, Ron Francis was with the Carolina Hurricanes for a very long time.
Yeah.
Actually, it says here 3 years, 10 months, 7 days. And then on top of that, he did 1 month, very close to 2 months of the president of hockey operations with Carolina Hurricanes. And then he became the GM of Seattle. And what I'm thinking is, who are the big names that he got? Boychuk would have been in there, right?
Mm-hmm. Probably, yeah.
Actually, yeah, here he is right here. Boychuk. 2014. Did he? I don't know if he signed him.
I don't know what I don't know what these people were thinking.
I'm looking right now. Eric Carlson at an entry level.
He signed Eric Carlson?
I don't know if this is the same one. I'm trying to figure that out right now. No.
Yeah, because Eric Carlson was in Ottawa, no? Was he drafted by Ottawa? Or was
he must have been.
Was he even drafted? I don't remember. Holy shit.
It says here. I mean, it says here Eric Carlson, entry level. 6.
I gotta find. He plays for San Jose now, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's also on my team in
NHL 21.
Yeah. Oh man, I just don't even understand. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe we got this all wrong, and maybe we're being over dramatic, but I don't see it.
Yeah, he was drafted. Okay, so Eric
This
Carlson was drafted.
This is not the same one. I clicked on the name, and this is the left wing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I honestly, I have no idea. Like,
I don't see anyone. Brock McGinn.
Who are free agents this year? Like, can we find that? Like, is that on here? That I can unrestricted free agents.
Brock McGinn would have been a good one. They got.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So Boychuk and Brock McGinn. Would you consider Booth? Callum Booth?
What? Callum Booth?
Callum Booth. He's on the Bruins now. It says. No, he actually hasn't played a single NHL game, so never mind.
like looking at free agency here. I mean, they must have their eyes on some of these guys. Like, but why wouldn't you select them? Like, if you selected somebody that was a free agent from a team, like, were they
And
playing
Taylor
it
Hall,
safe?
I don't
Because
even know.
because if you could say Seattle selected Taylor Hall, but Taylor Hall ended up like turning down the money and wanted to play somewhere else. Like, is that why? Is like that's what I'm thinking. Is that they passed up on these guys? It's because they didn't want to take a chance on the guys that were UFAs.
Yeah, but look at the top 5: Ryan Sutter, Zach Parise, Taylor Hall, Ryan Getzlaff, and Alex Ovechkin.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could go into free agency and start throwing some money around there. See if anybody
Mind you,
bites.
they all have no move clause, but it doesn't mean that your people can't talk to my people and we can work something out.
Yeah.
Because with the no move clause doesn't
Oh, I think that doesn't that
that means
doesn't
that the
matter
players have a
until-
choice.
Well, doesn't it not matter when you hit free agency? Or is that still
think
taking
so.
effect? I don't know. Wow,
I don't really
wanna
know
find that out.
I don't really know the full extent, but I think it also means that they are allowed to have the first say, if I'm not mistaken. I like how they have Alex Ovechkin as left wing, right wing, and that's it. But we both know, you and I, that he also plays left D on power play,
Yeah.
which I think is hilarious. But he's such a great player. Oh my God, he is so good.
Yeah. I mean,
I can't get over how great of a player he is. It
Like-
is absolutely insane.
if you're Seattle, do you go in and like just toss your money at like one or two big guys here, or do you kind of like spread the wealth?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If I was the owner of Seattle, I'd be saying, I don't give a crap if they have modified no trade clause, no move clause, modified no move clause, or whatever. Modified no trade clause and no move clause. Talk to them.
Like, yeah, I mean,
I'm sure you have $30 million. You go up to Alex Ovechkin and you say, hey, listen, I'll give you 12.5 right now.
oh
Boom.
my God.
Taylor Hall,
just
you're
kidding.
asking for, you want $9 million? Here's 11.5. Boom.
Yeah.
Next year, hopefully the cap goes up.
Well, I'm thinking they should go for Taylor Hall, get him and Eberle back together. I think that'd be kind of cool,
That'd be great. That'd be awesome.
right? Like,
That'd be a great combination.
try to
Also,
find
I just want
somebody
to
fit
point
in.
out that Tuukka Rask is available. Like, are you?
There's,
That is 2 teams that have passed on Tuukka Rask. The Toronto Maple Leafs and now Seattle Kraken.
yep. Yep.
Like, how dumb are you? And I'm sorry. And I know there's probably going to be a Seattle fan that's going to listen to this, but I'm sorry. You have nothing.
As of right now, to this date, there's nothing. A day after the
A
expansion?
day after, July 22nd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we are a day after the expansion draft, trying to break this down. And as of right now, what we're seeing, this is not the play.
Oh, this is embarrassing. I feel... Just become a Vancouver Canucks fan. You'll have just as much fun.
You got. I fully expect this team to be the most active, most busiest team on free agency day. I expect my phone to be nothing but Seattle. Like, it is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It had like. I don't know.
Like I said, whether they have no move clause, no trade clause, modified no trade clause, and whatever, Tatar
Yeah,
from Montreal
just go in.
on there, Bozak, like, there's just so many players. Dubnik,
Yeah,
like, I here's Ranta right here, man. Ranta is right here.
Thomas
Oh my
Tatar.
God! Like, he would have been a better goalie than either of the goalies that you picked. And I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is
But
really
why
bad.
would you not have picked at least Ranta? $7 million is scary for you. $10 million, $10.5 million is scary for you. Ranta is a good goalie.
Yeah.
$4.2 million. He's a UFA. Great. He is above mid-average save percentage.
He's got 905, looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, 905 save percentage, not bad. Better than Dubnik at 895. Same with Anderson. Frederick Anderson's at 8.
James Reimer's down there at 906.
Yeah.
I can make a better team with this right here, with these 50 players right here.
Yeah.
And the sad part is, I'm pretty sure it would all add up. I'm so embarrassed for this.
I cannot wait for NHL 22 to come out. And I'm going to go into BGM and I'm going to select franchise. And I'm going to be the Seattle Kraken. And I'm going to be in their position at this time. And I'm just going to... I'm going to stack that team to the nines. Like, I can't wait.
Well, I have my team, and I called myself the Ontario Hammerheads because I wanted to outshine the Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators. And I was able to keep all of my favorite players and stay within. I think I had like $375,000 left over.
Oh my god!
Like,
it's just I don't know. When I play GM, BGM, like it seems so easy. Like it all makes all the sense in the world for these deals to go through.
Like I said, there could be something in the back end that we don't know. Like,
yeah,
there could be something going on. There has to be. There's no way a GM picks these level of players. There's not a chance. Especially ones that didn't look at any of the bigger names.
Yeah.
Passing over Carey Price, I can understand. It's a risky kind of thing. But Tarasenko, come on, bro. He's one of the big 91s. You got three of them. Stamkos, Sagan, and Tarasenko.
They left him unprotected. St. Louis.
Yeah, apparently they're. Well, at least they're trading for him, which is something that could have been talked about.
Yeah, because I know he wants out because of how they dealt with his shoulder surgery.
Yeah.
And
as for what exactly kind of went down in the talks there, I'm sure they probably could have figured something out. Like, if I was a GM, I would have approached St. Louis and would have been like, "Yo, listen, what can we do? Like, what do you want?" But I mean, was he unless St. Louis? I wouldn't have been surprised if St. Louis did protect him.
Oh, he's unprotected.
So they wouldn't. He is unprotected?
Yeah, he was unprotected.
There's no way. I'm looking at the list right now.
From my list, what I got here, it says that he was unprotected, which...
St. Louis posted their expansion draft players. They got Glenn Hall, Don Cayley, those are their two goalies, Jimmy Roberts, Noel Picard, Al Arbor, Rod Sealing, Ron Schock, Terry Crisp, Don McKenney, Wayne Rivers, Bill Hay, Daryl Estestrand, Norm Bearden, Larry Keenan, Rod Stewart. I drink wine all the time. Fred Huckel, John Brenneman, Gary Melnick, Gary Veneruzzo, and Max Mestinsek.
That's
That's
who
their
they were all unprotected?
no. That's who they selected in their expansion draft.
Oh, okay.
I didn't realize how much. There's a lot. Even though they're a fairly newer team compared to a lot of the other teams,
Mm-hmm.
there's still a lot of rich history with this team. It's pretty crazy. I'm gonna look up their protected list, and I'm actually very curious to see if he was actually on that list, because if he was actually unprotected, and
It makes no sense if that's the case because he's not a free agent, right? He's got term.
yeah, he does have term, yeah.
So if he has, I don't get it. Like that blow my
Blues
mind.
release protected list for 2021.
He's got 2 years at 7.5.
He's not on the protected list.
He was unprotected. He was exposed.
Yep.
And at 2 years at 7.5 mil, they said, nope, not happening. Why? Why? Oh, my God.
After the 2 years, you could have gave him 8.5.
Hey, you have
That
all
is
the
the-
money in the world.
I am so. Now you can't get him. How do you get him now?
Who did they? Well, you got to trade for him. You don't
Well,
have the
they have to
assets.
trade. They have to trade their entire all their forwards for him. If not the very least, realistically, they would have to like the only way that they would like St. Louis would even consider that trade. I'm going to Tampa Bay out of habit. Yanni Gord, they would have to. He would be have to. He would. There's no chance he would have to last, and they would probably have to give up Eberle and
Yeah,
probably a first rounder.
yeah, probably.
They're St. Louis's list is their protected list is pretty good.
Yeah,
Ivan Barbashev, Jordan Kyrou, Ryan O'Reilly, David Perron, Braden Shen, Oscar Sundqvist, Robert Thomas, Justin Falk, Torrey Krug, Colton Parayko, and Jordan Bennington.
yeah. I mean, that's a solid. Yeah, that's a solid protected list. They
Exempt.
took
Uh,
Vince Dunn over Tarasenko, which Vince Dunn is an RFA.
Yep, so available forwards: Sam Anas, Sammy Blaze, Tyler Bozak, Kyle Clifford, Mike Hoffman, Tanner Kaspic, Mackenzie McCarron. I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce his name.
I think
Curtis
it's
McKenzie.
McEachran.
McEachran, yeah, that's
Yeah.
actually sounds right. Yeah, there's a C there.
Yeah.
Austin Poganski, Zach Sanford, Jaden Schwartz, Nolan Stevens, Vladimir Tarasenko, Nathan Walker, Robert Bortuzzo. These are in defense now. Vince Dunn,
Who they took.
Nico Makola. Nico Makola would have been a great pick too. Mitch Reinke, again another one. Steven Santini, Marco Scandella, Jake Wallman. Then goalies: Evan Fitzpatrick, John Gillies, and Ville Husso. Like, okay. I'm not gonna try to rip into Ron Francis anymore, but what would be the reason why you wouldn't pick him up? There must be something on the back end about Tarasenko, Carey Price, Nyquist, Duchesne. There must be something about these players that are horrible to have on your team. Subban, I can understand. We've heard a lot of bad things about him, but he's also a great defensive player.
Oh, he's so good. I love Subban.
He's a very rich defenseman, or that's the wrong word, very expensive defenseman at $9 million. But I'm sure you could probably talk him down the next year. He hasn't really had that much going for him, especially after being traded from Nashville. Like, I don't know, man. This was I don't even know what I was worried for. And I feel so bad for Yanni Gord. I actually feel so bad for him.
It's
Like, who are these goalies? Like Chris Drieger, like I don't even know. I just so like I just even like it doesn't even make sense, honestly. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, what is the point? Like, what is the point of your team even coming out to play?
It really doesn't make sense. And you know, like I don't know. I really have no idea what their strategy is going into you know, the beginning of next season here, because you can't rely on like tomorrow's draft. You're getting young kids. All you're doing is you're getting those kids to put into your system. You know, build up a prospect pool and you know, grow them eventually. Hopefully, being you know, NHL guys. But you know, you can't bring in this team into day one. Like, I don't know.
No,
I don't know. I don't see it being
they have
very
2 months.
successful. Yeah.
They have 2 months to really get something special. They have 2 months.
Like, I don't know. I don't know. This is gonna hurt my head. Like, I don't know. Like, I won't even sleep tonight because I'll be trying to think of like, well, what was going on. Like, how do you
I
even,
honestly will be too.
how do you feel that? Do you think Vegas should have been not exempt from this draft? You think
There's
they
no
should?
point.
You think they should have participated in protecting and exposing, or you think
With
that
the
they're
picks that they picked, if I was Vegas, I would have been like, yeah, sure, I'll go in. I would have gone in halfway through the draft picks. I would have said, okay. Or the expansion picks. Sorry. I would have been like, okay, yeah. We'll just come in. We feel bad.
yeah,
Like, if I was, what's his name? Kelly McCrimmon, the GM for Vegas,
yeah.
I would be like, laughing my ass off right now. I'd be like, what the hell is going on here? 3 years in a row, 2 years in a row, no, 3 years in a row, they've made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think they finished no less than third round. Like, what I read, you know, on TSN, like I was looking at comments on the side by side there, and TSN was asking like who won the expansion draft out of these two. And a lot of people are saying Vegas like blew Seattle out of the water. Like, you know, Vegas walked out with numerous draft picks. You know, they actually made deals, and you know, it like they did everything right.
I
You know,
think that
and
they still have draft picks from.
from that expansion.
Uh, no, they don't.
But it's like, oh my god, I don't.
Well, I mean, unless they do, but I don't. I don't know.
Like, Vegas looks way better than, you know, like, I don't know. This is going to be something that,
So they started going in within one day. Vegas made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Wait, no. I'm overcounting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. They made 10 trades in one day
wow.
on June 21st.
Like, why? Does, like,
They haven't in
so
Seattle.
Seattle made any trades? Like, are we going to find out? Like, are they, you know, being. Like, what?
They
I don't get
received.
it.
Seattle required a 4th round pick, I believe, from Calgary.
Well, for Tyler Pitlick.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just don't get it. So it's not even like it's not even like a second or first round. You got a 4th round. And 4th round's never like that good.
I'm just looking at this, and
that's for next year, 2022.
The worst part is Giordano can say no next year. Let that sink in.
It's like, no, I'm out of here. Thanks for the 1 year.
See ya. Seattle's probably like, hey, pull on a Shania Twain, come on over, come on in, take a load off your feet. And he's like, you know what? I'll just keep the Calgary Flames socks on, but I'll throw the jersey on if you'd like. But after this, I'm gone, bro. And I might not even make it through the season. I might just hit ITLR and just, hit the bricks. My knee. I can't do anything about my knee. I'm old, man. Sorry. Don't touch it. Don't even. I don't want to show you. I can't show you. It's really bad.
Oh my god. Just look at Ron Francis right in the face.
Yeah. Oh man, I'd be so pissed. It was so funny too. I think it was one of the Fleury brothers that was posting on their on the Twitter, on their Twitter, or Seattle's Twitter. And the worst part is about this, I'm going to sidetrack here for a second.
Yeah.
I unintentionally before this became a fan of them because of their name, because I thought it was the coolest name ever. Like Seattle Kraken, and then they released the colors.
Yeah.
And then they released their jerseys, and I'm like, "Oh my god, this is like it's the color that I love the most." Which is that teal blue that's kind of represented in San Jose Sharks, but like a little bit more on the green side.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh. And then they do this, and I'm like,
yeah.
What were you thinking?
And the worst...
I feel like the owner is just gonna I feel like the owner just has to sit Ron Francis down at the dinner table and just put his arm on Ron Francis' shoulder and be like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. And then he just walks away.
Does he need dinner? Just leaves.
Yeah, and then he just, I don't even care if you eat, just, I don't want to hear from you for the rest of the night. And then he just goes upstairs. And then Ron Francis just sits there, just seething, just melting in his mistake. How embarrassed would you be?
Like, if I was a player right now, like, being selected, I'd be like, what are we doing? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, Hayden Fleury, whatever his name is, ended up getting selected, and he goes, yeah, I'm in the, what is this, the away threads? I'm like, yeah, great enthusiasm. You don't even know if you're wearing the away threads or not. Jeez. Oh, man, I don't understand. I really don't see a point in this team right now. I feel like it's beneficial for them to ask for a redo. Ron Francis gets fired, and then the owner, I don't even remember his name, just goes, hey, can we just give all the players back, and can we just restart all this? Can we just pretend that this never happened?
Yeah, just redo it all.
Yeah.
They're better off redoing it, because this is bad. There's got to be more to it. I hope there's more to it. I hope.
Sportsnet came out a little while ago saying, analyzing Seattle's expansion draft. Are the Kraken a playoff team? No.
Straight up not. Definitely not, actually. Not from what I'm looking at right now. Just...
I want to know what they say. The roster as it stands is the first iteration of what it will ultimately look like on opening night. The draft, trades, and free agent signings will help shape this team into a final version that will take the ice next season. This is written by Sportsnet, by Justin Bourne. My God, is Jason Bourne. I don't know if that's... Wait. Wait, is Yandel on Seattle? No.
Keith Yandel?
Why are they talking about that? No, he didn't get selected. I knew he didn't.
No, they're he got bought out.
Oh no, they're just they're just comparing. My bad.
Yeah, or
this is weird.
I thought he was getting...
Whoa, jeez. Who do you think is captain? Do you think it's Giordano for his 1 year before he retires? Waste.
Yeah, I mean, unless they run three A's across the board here, I could see
who would you have? I can't see maybe. I mean, I could see maybe Eberle. Definitely not Yanni Gord.
Yeah. Nobody else up on the front there. Probably maybe the back end. I don't know. Is Larson?
Well, you might as well just give the cap the C to Ron Francis to make him feel special. I don't know how. I'm trying to find fan reactions. That's what I was trying to look for.
Yeah, actual Seattle people.
Because I'm genuinely curious to know if I'm really curious to know if I'm the only one in this sentiment here, or if you and I are.
Yeah, I'm very curious. I've seen, like comments and stuff about people like this was not good.
First comment on Reddit: "You suck, Francis." My Kraken, the forwards: Tarasenko, Ryan Johansson, Eberle, Killorn, Duchesne, Sad, Fisher, Bailey, Domi, Cogliano, Gord, Byron. Defense: Bean, Giordano. I probably wouldn't have picked Giordano.
I probably wouldn't either.
I probably would have gone somewhere looking at Tampa. Ghost-Beer, Dunn, Edler, Dermott. Goalies: Price, Salak, Kakinen. Extras for trade bait: or Skinner, Hoffman, Barry, Ryan Murray, Krejci, DeMella. But
yeah,
that's only 1 year. How are they going to pay for that and whatever? They're probably $200 million over the cap. That's what it says here. But I mean,
yeah, I don't know. You could put a hell of a team together for what
there's a comment that says first line center Yanni Gord. Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Who do you have to go? That would me. Jeez.
I don't know. I can't.
This is what someone said.
First line. There's no first line there.
This is what they said. How did they not pick up one big name just to have a face of the franchise out the gate? I get that Tarasenko and Price wouldn't be cheap, but either one would have given the team a little star power. Kind of like
100%.
kind of like the Vegas Golden Knights did with Marc-Andre Fleury. The thing is, Kelly is a very smart GM.
Yeah.
He's a very smart GM. McCrimmon is I feel like he's very intuitive, and I feel like he's very knowledgeable, and I feel like he really understands the game of hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Ron Francis, I feel like there's no way. He must have been handheld all the way through Carolina. Like there's no possible way that you can pick these people.
Yeah, there's. I don't know what their team was doing of that management team to select
someone
that.
said, whatever, I'm happy. Don't need another VGK that comes out of the gate a serious contender while my Wild are annually mediocre. That's not some, like, you shouldn't want team, like, I'm not a Buffalo Sabres fan at all, but I hate seeing a team that bad.
Yeah.
And like you're Wild. Why and the Coyotes and the Ottawa Senators and the Vancouver Canucks and the Calgary Flames. Why are these teams so bad? Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay.
It sucks. I want more competition. I want to see good, skillful hockey. How come? Why do you have to throw in a side like I don't know. I don't think a comment like that is warranted. Because if you're at the level of Ovechkin, for example, yeah, sure, you're probably going to hit 895 on this team alone. But that's probably going to be boring, and he's probably not going to want to play against them.
Yeah.
There's no appeal to this team.
None.
And I feel like that's a very valid point. I feel like I'm right in that sentiment. Like, let's run down. I don't think we've done this yet, but let's give an actual rundown of their $50 million roster.
Yeah.
Hayden Fleury. Okay, I don't know who he is. I don't remember his name being called. I watched a lot of hockey this past 2 years. Way more than I have in a very long time. I try my absolute hardest to watch as much Tampa Bay as I can.
Yeah.
But I can't. I wasn't able to do it before, but because of the pandemic and because of everything that kind of happened in the world, I was able to sit down and watch my team play. And I was able to watch other teams, which is the benefit, and that's what got me more into hockey this year, which has actually inspired this podcast because I felt like I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember hearing Hayden Fleury.
He came from where? Carolina?
I have no idea, and I'm not even going to look it up.
I think it is Carolina. I'm looking at it, but it says Anaheim Ducks.
So, Tyler Pitlick, but he's already gone to Calgary.
Yeah.
He was from Arizona.
Yeah.
And then Jeremy Lauzon, the Quebec player from the Boston Bruins. Will Borgen, or Borgen, from the Buffalo Sabres. I almost said Bills. That's hilarious. Mark Giordano. Morgan Geekie.
Geeky, yeah. I heard he's supposed to be, like, good.
I did hear that too.
That could be an upside to that.
Yes, it could be, but guess where he's not?
On the actual roster.
Yeah. So let's continue. Chicago Blackhawks, John Quenneville.
Okay.
Non-roster again. Joonas Donskoy. As we know, that's from Avalanche. Yeah. Gavin Bayreuther, Columbus. Alexiak. Now, okay. Alexiak played a very big part, I believe, in the 2020 Stanley Cup playoff run for them. Now, Dallas did lose.
That was last year, right?
That was last year, against Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they met in the final.
could I see him as... Like, could I genuinely see him as a face? Like, could he be a player where I think of the Seattle Kraken and I think of Alexiak? He's a very good player. He's a very good defenseman.
I don't know. To me, I don't think I could see it as the
There's
face.
there's just so many other players that they could have had. But I digress. Detroit Red Wings, Dennis Cholowski.
I don't get that.
I don't know who that is. Oilers,
Troy Stetcher any day.
yeah. Oilers, Adam Larson. Panthers, Chris Driedger. Now, here's the thing. He, if I'm not mistaken, Chris Driedger.
I don't.
So he has 38 games played.
Yeah.
He played 3 times for Ottawa. And then in 2019-2020 season, he played 12 times. And the season that just passed, he played 23 times with a 9.27. Now, I feel like they looked at that and ignored his game played.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, the Florida Panthers would not have played him over Bobrovsky, which I believe is the second or third highest paid goalie in the league at $10 million. That would make sense because Vasilevsky's 9.5 and he would be 10 and Price would be 10.5. So yeah, for second highest paid goalie, I highly doubt that what's that coach's name? Quenneville, actually, because I just remembered looking at Quenneville from Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah.
I highly doubt he would have been like, yeah, sure, you know what? You know, we're facing the best team in the league quite consistently this season. Why don't you go play against Tampa? Yeah, okay. What is the appeal of him? Why grit him?
I don't know.
And then let's talk about this Vidic Vanecek kid.
Yeah,
Vanecek.
I've never heard of that kid ever.
37 games played, season that just passed. 908. Goals against,
Jeez.
4.62.
He came from Washington, right?
He did, yes. He was drafted by them, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He was on the Hershey Bears. And throughout his time with Hershey...
Oh, he played a lot with Washington. 37 games? His Samsonov was hurt?
So maybe you have Vanecek as your starter. But he also makes $716,000.
Yeah.
He's a brand new goalie. He just had 37 games against the same team essentially over and over and over again. Hasn't had a full 82 game season.
Yeah.
How is he going to do against the Jets, Tampa Bay, Montreal, if they're able to keep that fire going? The Islanders.
Yeah.
You know, how are they going to compete up against that? And then we got Curtis McDermott from the LA Kings.
Oh, yeah,
And
right there.
I will say that I don't know who that is.
I've never heard of him either.
The Wild, Carson Soucy.
It's another one. Like, who the hell is this guy?
He's a defenseman. 2.7. Good for you, I guess.
I say his name. Saucy?
Saucy, Susie, Suchi. I don't know. Cale Fleury, we just talked about him. Non-roster. You know, what's you know what? Cal Yarn Crook. You know, I'm not gonna get mad when I say that Duchesne was available, but I feel like it's warranted because at the same time, Johansson was available.
Yeah, that's.
I would have picked Grimaldi over this kid. He's a $2 million player, if I'm not mistaken. Grimaldi. Nathan Bastian, New Jersey Devils. Who?
Yeah, Grimaldi. Yeah. Nick Cousins. Yeah. Yeah, I mean.
Jordan Eberle from the Islanders. Okay. Let's look at Jordan Eberle really quick. Let's take a look.
That was New York Islanders. Yeah.
You know, games played 779. This guy has a great career. Played with the Edmonton Oilers for a while. Played 55 games last season. 16 goals, 17 assists, 33 points.
How many games?
55 games. 33 points. He's $5.5 million.
Yeah, Josh Bailey was available too. I'm surprised they didn't take him. He's basically the same price at $5 million. Same age, 35 points in 54 games. Who's the other one that? Richard Panik. What did he do last year? Who's this guy?
I look at this and I don't even want to continue going through the rest.
It's so bad because it
doesn't even make any sense to me. And
it gets me angry.
I'm really trying not to make a big deal of it, but I think people should. I don't think the Seattle fans that are getting into hockey understand how bad of a team this is.
Yeah.
Someone commented, "We are not winning anything and everything at the same time." This roster is downright trash. I predict them making it to the finals and losing to Tampa in 5. Someone said Vegas approves. This team looks very underwhelming right now. Unlike Vegas, they don't have a proven goaltender, and other than Giordano, and they might not even have him and might not move him, their defense is meh. Larson and Dunn could be okay, but Adam might be better. Adam Larson?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Adam Larson was in the trade with Taylor Hall.
Yeah, and that just clued into me.
So they basically got nothing for Taylor Hall. That's what I'm understanding, because now they lost Larson. So really nothing came out of that trade.
So, okay, would you have cleaned out your cap space? Like, do you think it would have been a good idea? Like, let's try to look at this in a different kind of light. Like, let's try to step back for a second, stop, taking shots and whatever. And, yeah. Like, they could have approached Landeskog. they could have approached Tarasenko. They could have approached Duchesne, Grimaldi, Johansson, Nyquist, uh, Subban, Halak. I'm mad at them for not even looking at Tampa Bay's defense, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah,
The fact that they didn't get McDonough, like, why would you pick Yanni Gourde over McDonough? When McDonough is on the ice, the other team feels it. He is a force to be reckoned with. He uplifts the defense of any team that he's been on. When he was on the Rangers, I hate the Rangers because of the nonsense between them and Washington Capitals. And I could not stand seeing McDonough play. And now he's on Tampa Bay, and I couldn't love him anymore. And I just don't know why you wouldn't have even bothered to look at their defense. And going back to the Blues, if you didn't want Tarasenko, there was other players you could have nabbed.
Yeah.
Like, let's say, for example, you decided to get a better goalie. Let's just say that. And let's say you decided to keep... I would probably keep Vanacek. He's cheap, and he seems to have promise, but I feel like he has to prove himself in a full regular season. And I would have grabbed Tuukka Rask at $7 million, or maybe offered him a little bit less, 6.5. Hopefully he signs for that. If he says no, I'll give him the 7, or I'll give him... And no more than 7.5 or between that. And I probably would have looked at a couple of very big name players. I probably would have looked at Nyquist. He could have been... Like, he is so much bigger than Yanni Gourde. So much bigger than Alexiak.
Yeah.
And, they got my Quebec feller from the Boston Bruins, Lausanne, but I would have got DeBrusk instead.
Yeah, so that's who I really thought. We talked about this last episode that when we did the predicament. Like, I predicted that they were going to take DeBrusk. Like,
Me too.
Thought, how could you... But then you also said that this Lausanne kid was basically really between
the two.
Yeah, between the two. And but
now I don't even care. I mean, I'm looking at Detroit. They did pick the one I thought was going to go, which is Cholowski, but one that maybe could have that Nielsen kid. But who did you say?
Troy Stetcher.
Oh, Stetcher, yeah.
Yeah, Stetcher. Yeah, I
think
that
but
everybody had theirs on their mock draft as well, or a lot of people did. I don't know, man. Like
Komarov, Hinostroza, Connolly from the Blackhawks, Mrazek or Hamilton or Bean from the not the Panthers.
Carolina?
Why am I thinking of Carolina Panthers with? Yeah, Carolina Hurricanes. One sec, I gotta fix my hat here.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, I thought Jake Bean was.
I thought he would have been the one to go.
Yeah.
Or Hamilton. They were both RFAs and UFAs. Yeah.
I don't know. Like.
like I said, if I was the owner, I'd be watching videos right now, seeing what could have been the projected roster, seeing what could have been,
Yeah. I mean,
and this is bad. I think.
it's pretty bad. And I don't know how to. I don't even know what to think of it, to be honest. I really don't. Again, I would really love to hear about a Seattle fan perspective, like how they truly feel about it, and what they think the mistakes, who they like do you even like anybody that was picked? Like, I don't know.
So
Uh,
someone here, I'm reading, said, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but I made a team that's much better than this and still had over 15 million in cap space after trades. Francis, what is you doing? Someone said, post your picks, why don't you? He said, my pleasure. JVR, Gord, Bailey, McCann, Tierney, Donskoy, Yarn Crook, Geeky, Blaze, Gadjovic, Blackwell, Stenlund, Shore, Fleury, DeMello, Simic, Lauzon, McDermott, Stetcher, Warweedle, Leo Bushkin, Driedger, Wedgwood, AHL, I guess, Mashrin, forward, Borgen, defense, and then Fleury, that kid that we have already, or that they have already, and then Delia, a goalie. Trading Giordano, Kakinen, and Vanacek. Now the defense isn't great, but with this lineup, I have 29.9 million in cap space, which is over $1 million more than what Seattle has right now. I would probably take Dunn over Blaze to shore up the D, and then take Fisher Pitlick from Arizona instead of Leo Bushkin. But then I think I would either have the same cap hit as Seattle now or slightly more. The goal of this was to show it's possible to build a better team with more cap space and actual meaningful players to trade for picks, players, and prospects. See, even then, I don't really like this kid's team. But, I mean, it's better than what is available currently right now. At least there's some names in here that I actually know, and that, like JVR, could have easily been a big name for them.
and that was a name that was I heard rumblings about around with Seattle was going to, have
Someone
him
said,
for sure. Like they were gonna select him.
someone said you're smoking Kraken if you think this is a good lineup.
No. Like, I hope there's more to it. I really do.
Yeah, there has to be some kind of trades, but I'm not even.
I don't know. Once we get past that,
There's no one to even trade for, so I mean,
yeah.
what is really the point?
Once we get into free agency, it'd be hopefully there's more to talk about on this team fixing itself, because it's just it's not good. Really not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the Kraken has woken, but it definitely should just go back to sleep.
Yeah. Should we end it there?
Yeah, I mean,
I
know,
have nothing more to say about this disaster.
I don't got nothing to say either. I mean, honestly, guys, thank you very much for, tuning in. I know we've been going for a while, but this is the kind of, you know, episode you expect from two big hockey fans. And like I said before, we are just hockey fans. We're not hockey analysis. Maybe we're just talking out of out of our asses and we don't understand anything. Maybe this is the best team of all time. And like I said, I'll be the first one to come back on here and, eat my own words and be like, you know what, Ron Francis, you're great. But I don't see that happening. Well, at this point, ever. I don't think this is going to be a situation where we look back on this and go, yeah, all the right decisions were made. I think this is going to be something that the next expansion team that comes in is going to look at and go, oh, wow, what went wrong? But that's the end of the episode, guys. Hope you enjoy. We'll see you in a little bit. Keep your head up and your stick on the ice.